just out of like bad teeth or a simple thing that we all ignore in life that it can easily cause death? How does that happen?
The best way to avoid a dentist is actually to go to the dentist so that you do preventive care. Energy drinks is a lot of sugar. So a lot of sugar that is not any other nutrient. So you're missing out, you're more or less starving your body if you're only taking sugar. You're missing out on all the other minerals that help the body run well. And you're going to age faster.
What would you say to someone who hasn't been on an oral or dentist checkup in 5 years?
Oh, they are waiting for trouble. Don't wait for when things fall apart because it will be very expensive to fix them.
What is the worst dental practice that young adults are doing today?
I think that would be oral sex.
As an expert in the field of oral health, you would say young adults should stop having oral sex. Yeah, doctor, how's your coffee?
I'm loving my coffee.
Yeah.
I think it was brewed very well.
Yeah. Is it true that coffee is bad for your teeth? It can really, really be bad for your teeth.
I don't think coffee is bad for the teeth. It's only bad for your pockets because when you take the coffee, it's going to stain your teeth, and then you have to look for a dentist to clean your teeth or whiten them. The dentist will be happy because they'll make money, but they'll give you value by taking away the stain. So beyond staining, I don't know which other problem coffee would bring to teeth.
So there you have it. Drink more coffee as we are on today's episode. Dr. Stephen Mugare from Code Clinic. Welcome to We Need to Talk podcast. This is the conversation that every young person out there should be able to listen to understand how their dental health and oral health is going in their life. Because from what I'm speaking right now, if you've chosen to click on this video, probably you have an issue with your teeth, or you have a friend who's suffering from a tooth pain. In your circle, you have someone else who's like having braces. And these days it has become a norm, right? It's like a fashion trend. All those are things that we're going to be tackling in this conversation with Dr. Stephen. And he'll be able to tell us more about Code Clinic and how it came to be the prestigious dentistry. I was talking about that earlier and asking him about whether it's a term, and he told me it's a term. So we're going to have a very good conversation. So get a cup of coffee, cup of tea, bottle of water, whatever you're having to sip on, and listen to this conversation. Doctor, why is this conversation so important to have?
Oh, this is very important because the fact that we can speak is, it means that our mouths are in good health. Otherwise, without teeth, you can't speak properly. Imagine with me, if you had no teeth, you can only eat mashed potatoes like a baby. Or you can't speak. If they tell you to say musisi, you'd end up saying mufifi. That is a whole effect of having no teeth. So this is a very, very important conversation.
Right.
And above all, because teeth really affect our life generally.
Can bad teeth cause death?
Oh, yes.
How?
Very much so. So bad teeth come in two categories. One is called gum disease, and then another one is cavities. So both of them are known to cause effects to the rest of the organs in the body. Gum disease is known to cause half of the heart attacks that happen in the world. Gum disease can cause premature births. Gum disease can cause infertility. Gum disease can cause joint disease, which is called arthritis. Gum disease makes it hard for diabetics to control their blood sugar, which means that they can get complications and die. So, all the evidence is there from 2000 on. There's lots of research that's been done to prove that you shouldn't ignore teeth. They can be lethal. They can cause death.
That's surprising. Just out of like bad teeth or a simple thing that we all ignore in life, that it can easily cause death. It can easily cause premature death. How does that happen? Explain to me. Like, for a person who just clicked on this video, they really want to know how this is all correlated. with premature death, infertility, premature birth, infertility, arthritis. How are they connected?
Okay, so our mouths naturally have bacteria that live there. Some are good, some are bad. Just like your skin also has bacteria that live there, your nose has bacteria, your ears, the skin has bacteria. Now, that bacteria should never get into the bloodstream. It's supposed to live just there in the mouth. Now, when the bad bacteria dominates, that's when you get disease. There are also good bacteria which stop us from getting disease. Now, when the bad bacteria dominates the mouth, they can cause either cavities or gum disease. Gum disease is evidenced by bleeding gums when you brush. It's not normal for a gum to bleed when you brush. So when that is happening, it's telling you there's something wrong. And that allows the bacteria to get into the bloodstream. And as long as the bacteria get into the bloodstream, they're going to cause havoc. So let's say they get into the bloodstream and go to the heart, they'll cause heart problems. If they go to the brain, they're going to cause brain problems. So the long-term issue would see is called dementia, where like someone is losing memory, their brain is shrinking, and then the worst bit of it is called Alzheimer's disease. So that's bacteria in the wrong place. They're going to cause trouble. Most patients who get pneumonia in the ICU, when people go to ICU, what kills them is other complications, really. So like pneumonia. And that would be bacteria from the mouth going to the lungs and causing pneumonia. If the bacteria go to the uterus, they can make a woman infertile. That means like they will stop every time the egg is trying to be implanted, it gets displaced. Do you get the gist? Yeah. If the bacteria are swimming through the bloodstream, they are going to cause blood sugar to stay high.
Yeah.
Because they thrive where there's sugar. And this person is doing all the right things, but they're wondering why their blood sugar keeps spiking. It's because of the bacteria which are coming from the mouth.
Wow.
Yeah, that's how I hope it makes sense. Do you get it now?
Yeah, it does. It does, especially to a person like me who really has been eating a lot of like sweet things and going about my day without maybe brushing my teeth like twice. Is that important to brush my teeth twice or thrice a day?
Oh, yes, it's very important to brush at least twice a day.
Does it help
It is
to cover or to protect me from all these things bacteria-wise that would like get into my bloodstream?
Yes, it goes a long way in helping. It may not be the only measure, but it helps a lot. Because every time you brush, you're reducing on the bacterial load. The bacteria in the mouth multiply very fast. So imagine with me, when you don't brush maybe for a whole day, the next day you feel there's a coating on your teeth.
Yeah.
That coating is really not food. It's food combined with bacteria. And so if you ignored that and didn't brush for several times, then the bacteria increase. So yeah, they have to be kept down. Otherwise they would. That's why the brushing is very important to help keep them low so that they don't cause disease. Because when they thrive and multiply, then it's easy for them to invade the bloodstream. Let me tell you how they even manage to sometimes invade toothbrushing.
Tell me.
So when they form that coating on the tooth, they make sure that like mouthwashes can't get through to them. They're kind of preventing themselves from being washed away. And so then they can thrive more and invade your bloodstream.
So you're telling me...
So brushing helps disrupt their coat so that they don't invade the bloodstream.
So you're telling me the bacteria or the coat that's on my teeth has the ability to protect itself from the mouthwash or the toothpaste that I'm trying to use to get rid of it?
Oh yes, once they reach a certain level, when they build up so high, then they can protect themselves from that. So that's why we need to do it daily so that they don't get to that point where they beat the systems. Yeah.
What is the worst dental practice that young adults are doing today?
I think that would be oral sex.
What's that?
That is a very bad practice. Oral sex,
Oh, oral
like
sex.
yes, oral sex. It's
Mm.
I mean, that's at least one I've seen symptoms in people because of doing that. They get diseases that should be, let's say, for example, in the vagina,
Mm-hmm.
they come to the mouth and the throat. So
Wow.
they end up with cancer of the throat,
Mm.
which could have been the same thing that causes cancer of the cervix.
Yeah.
Cervix is part of the vagina.
Mm.
The same, it's a virus. It can be transmitted to the mouth and cause cancer of the throat. That is like the worst practice so far, I can say.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you taking away the pleasure of intimacy then?
Are you there?
I'm saying, and you taking away the pleasure of intimacy.
Did I shock you?
No, you did not.
Huh?
Can you hear me?
Yeah. So it's very common for people to do that.
Yeah.
They'll end up, they get mouth candida.
Yeah.
You've heard of a disease called candidiasis, candida. Yeah. People get it in the mouth because they have scooped it from the vagina because they were pleasing their partners by pleasuring them with oral sex. So those are the consequences. If you ask me, that's the worst I've seen.
So as an expert in the field of oral health, you would say young adults should stop having oral sex.
Oh, yes. It's beginning to bring lots of issues with infections in the mouth. If they would avoid it, the better. Yeah.
That's really concerning because when you look at all materials right now that are in the world, especially when it comes to like entertainment, when it comes to preaching relationship advice, these are some of the things that counselors and relationship experts are advising young people to do. So, as a dentist, if you're telling us this is like the mistake that we are doing, as a woman who is doing that, don't you think it's going to cause some problems in a relationship when it comes to that side?
I think there are other ways to be pleasured.
Yeah.
And one should be open to all those other methods. That particular one, we're just seeing the consequences, and it's
it.
only fair that we tell you what we've seen
Is
so
there
that you make an informed decision.
is there like data or science that's backing this?
Oh, yes. I can always share this with you later.
Okay.
Some research articles that have been done that prove that when you transmit the virus from the cervix to the mouth, it's bound to cause that. So I'll be able to share that with you.
All right. Doctor, we started with drinking coffee right here. And we have like a lot of energy drinks in the community right now, and young professionals that are going to work every day are like relying on energy drinks just to get tasks done, coffee to get tasks done. And earlier on, you mentioned about how bad teeth can lead to early death or death, even infertility, and many other things that you've highlighted. I want us to talk about the brain and how our teeth is connected to that. Because at the end of the day, for me, everything starts in the brain. That's how you start to think about something. That's how you internalize things that are happening in your life. So how is teeth connected to my brain? How do I know that, okay, I'm doing the right thing with my teeth, I'm doing the wrong thing with my teeth?
Thank you for that question. So there's two things in there that you've talked about. At the beginning, you talked about energy drinks. So it's good to know what is in the energy drinks. And most of the energy drinks, remember what comes from what do we need to get energy? Sugar. So most of them have sugar plus caffeine. That is to stimulate you to stay alive, awake, so that you can do your work.
Yeah.
There's no other nutrients other than sugar, if you call it a nutrient. And so if your body is just running on sugar and caffeine, it's bound to have an effect on you. Too much caffeine, we know that some people are addicted to caffeine of all sorts.
Yeah.
And when they are, how do we know one is addicted? When they remove the caffeine, they get withdrawal symptoms. Their body behaves in a certain way. So I thought I should address that part first.
Yeah.
Energy drinks is a lot of sugar. So a lot of sugar that is not any other nutrient. So you're missing out. You're more or less starving your body if you're only taking sugar.
Yeah.
Means you're missing out on vitamins, you're missing out on protein, you're missing out on all the other minerals that help the body run well. And you're going to age faster than you should.
Aging faster.
On top of that, sugar. Remember, sugar supports bad bacteria in the mouth to thrive. It also supports bad bacteria to thrive in the stomach and the rest of the gut. The gut is the intestines up to where they end. Now, if it's only sugar you're having, it's going to bias the bacteria from your mouth to the intestines to be only the bad ones, and the good ones will be killed. The good ones, remember, they protect us from disease. They prevent us from getting things like diarrhea and other infections that would come in our body because they're able to eliminate bad bacteria when they thrive. Now, when you've only been taking sugar, then your body is only having bad bacteria. And once those bad bacteria get into your bloodstream, they can go anywhere, even up to the brain. So earlier I told you about diseases of the brain that come from bad bacteria. At least now we are getting to know that bad bacteria from the mouth cause Alzheimer's disease. That is like a disease that causes the brain to shrink. Imagine with me someone whose head, you have your skull, but inside there, the brain has become smaller and smaller.
Yeah.
So you forget things. You have no memories. And the lesser version of it is called dementia. Also, it causes the brain to shrink. And sometimes when you go to doctors, they may say, yeah, this is the normal expected dementia. But no, you shouldn't have dementia even when you're growing old. It means that some bacteria have invaded there and are beginning to cause damage. So yes, the mouth, the teeth, and the brain can have such a connection. So you should mind what you eat because it affects how your body composition is, what is going to end up ultimately entering your bloodstream to cause trouble.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fascinating because it's amazing to hear like everything that happens in this body part of mine is correlated to almost the entire body. And if badly taken care of, it can lead to very catastrophic things in my health, in my entire body system.
Oh, yeah. And it's not going to happen in one day. So that's what people should know. It's not going to happen in one day. But as you grow older, then you start seeing the consequences happening. And most of those issues are going to be silent unless you get a toothache, which alarms you to go to the dentist. Usually that's too late. That's why we need to do regular checkups. That's why we need to brush our teeth twice a day. That's why we need to not only eat sugar, but have proper meals like breakfast, lunch, dinner, and not snacks. Because remember, most snacks are sugar, right?
Yeah.
Even if they are salty, the base is sugar. Yeah.
No, the other day I was having a conversation with a friend about snacks and the entire industry of snacks, like how the industry has promoted snacking as a cool thing to do. Like you're going to watch a movie, you make sure you have like a lot of snacks on your side. You are waking up, you have like a snack. You know, like the snacking kind of vibe or life that has been promoted onto us, and we find it cool. It's killing us silently.
Oh, yes. Young people are dying of that. They are becoming obese. They are getting bad teeth. They are getting depressed. You
Yeah.
hear people saying I'm depressed. It's just because of what they're eating and all this stuff they're stuffing in themselves with no exercise, no physical activity. It's bound. Yeah, you're right. It's an industry. So an industry has
Yeah.
to sell itself, market itself, and they decided to promote how you should eat every time,
Yeah.
and which is excessive eating. And so it's bound to have consequences. Everything, when done too much, has a consequence, even a good thing. Yeah.
So I might be out here. I'm wondering, oral health or dental health, what is it really? Like, what's oral health? Like, we've talked about all these things, but like, what is it? Like, what's the definition of it?
So oral refers to the mouth. It's a Latin word. The origin of those words is really Latin to describe the body, because that's when the people who are writing Latin then are the ones who are beginning to do anatomy and describing the parts of the body. And so they gave the body, the mouth, the word oral. So oral, health, the health of the mouth.
Yeah.
The mouth is the entryway to the rest of the body.
That's a good explanation, Doc.
That's why we put yes.
Yeah.
So it's the entryway. And so we're saying, does it look like to be healthy and what is unhealthy? So to appreciate what is healthy, we need to look at what's unhealthy. Unhealthy is pain. If you have pain in the mouth, even if your teeth are not having issues, already that's bad oral health. So pain is number one.
Yeah.
So absence of pain means we are healthy. Maybe. Let's wait. Not necessarily all the time. Absence of pain means we might be healthy. Absence of swellings, that we're able to eat properly without complaining, that's healthy. That we can swallow. Do you know there are people who can't swallow? They put food in the mouth and they can't swallow because maybe things have changed all around there.
So that's like a gut health, which is also like linked to oral health as well.
Yes. Bad gut health will, of course, affect oral health. Like if you have stomach ulcers, they're going to affect your mouth as well. Yeah, because acid is coming back to the mouth all the time.
Okay.
The acid is brewing up.
Yeah.
Talk about brewing. We're talking about coffee and brewing coffee. Now, this time when you have like stomach ulcers, the ulcers, the acid in the stomach is going beyond where it's supposed to be. It's going to the gut, up to the mouth. It's going to wear out the teeth. It's going to make them thinner. It's going to make them sensitive. So yes, oral health, we have to appreciate bad health to know what is good health. If you can eat well, speak well, have no pain in the mouth, you can smile, chances are you have good oral health. And if you want to confirm, you have to go to the dentist to check where you can't see normally to confirm that, hey, everything is fine. Because you can't look at your own mouth, can you?
No, you
can't
cannot.
look at the very last tooth up there.
Yeah.
You cannot. You can't tell what are good and bad gums. The dentist can help you tell those. Yeah. So that's at least if you can speak, you can eat, you can smile, and you look good without any wrinkles and depressions. We know that you have good oral health. On the other hand, bad oral health, you can't speak properly, you can't chew, you can't smile because maybe, things are broken and you're in pain all the time. You generally can't, your mouth is not comfortable. That's bad oral health.
Yeah.
And so it has many causes, and it's good to find out the causes and deal with them. The cause could be right from the mouth. It could be away from the mouth. Even, let's say if you're involved in an accident and you break a jaw, already you have bad oral health. Because your jaw, first of all, will be in pain. It can't function properly. It needs to be fixed so that you gain back your function and you gain... The mouth really works a lot to make us look good.
Yeah.
So when the mouth is not okay, our faces don't look good.
Earlier on, you talked about brushing teeth and maintaining how we are able to keep our oral health, and you just define what good oral health and bad oral health. I have toothbrushes around there, if you can reach them. I want you to help us
Yeah, sure.
explain the kind of toothbrushes we're having on the market right now. What is a good toothbrush and what is a bad toothbrush if I wanted to go out there and buy a toothbrush for my oral health?
Well, a good toothbrush. So there's a toothbrush here.
Mhm.
I'm not marketing any
No,
particular
we can.
toothbrush.
No, we're
I'm
not
just
marketing
showing
anything. We can remove it
what-
actually in the packaging as well, so that for
So a good toothbrush should have soft bristles, which can bend and flex and move around your teeth so that they can clean in between. If they cannot be able to clean in between, then they are leaving you at a disadvantage. So let's look at this toothbrush. So these are fairly, they are flexible, but they are not my very best, but they can still do the job. Because when I do this, I can see that they can bend. That means they can bend and go in between the teeth and clean there. So a good toothbrush should be soft and bend to be able to go in between the teeth and clean there. Then also, when your brush starts getting those bristles that fan out like this and stay there, they are no longer bending like they do that and they can't stay straight. It means they are no longer flexible. So that means they can't clean properly. And that usually happens within 3 months of using a toothbrush. And someone needs to change it when they see that those bristles are no longer straight, but they are bending and they stay there. They are as if fanning out like that, and they are not straight.
yeah.
It's time to change that toothbrush.
Okay.
So always look out for soft and longer, something longer than this would be better. This is good,
Okay.
but the best is something longer. If you use this and then it becomes shorter, it's already telling you that it's no longer efficient. It's no longer brushing your teeth properly. It's time to change it. I think you've seen those like hair brushes which have become shorter. They don't do the job, right?
Yeah.
So it's the same with the toothbrush. If it's the bristles are short, they're no longer doing the job. Toothpaste is good enough to clean the teeth. It's abrasive enough, so you don't have to use a lot of force. So toothpaste is abrasive enough to clean your teeth. You don't need to use a lot of force to clean the teeth. Just the normal toothpastes on the market are good enough for cleaning the teeth. They're abrasive enough. So every time you're buying a toothpaste, you should look at the ingredients that are there.
Yeah.
They usually write them there. And this is the rule of how things are named when you're packaging something. The biggest amount of the ingredients is written first. So if water is the first thing, they will usually write there water, or they'll call it aqua. Aqua is the Latin word for water. Yeah? I think it's Latin or Greek, but it's for water.
Yeah.
If you read and there's something like aqua, A-Q-U-A, or sometimes they try to fool us like that with naming things like that. But if you want to know what's in your toothpaste, look at the first ingredient. Then that is the most thing in there. So like I'm holding up one here and it shows sorbitol as the most ingredient, then sodium lauryl sulfate. Anything with sulfate means it's a soap. So the soap is what will cause that lather, that foam to clean the teeth. Yeah. The sorbitol is a kind of sugar that gives it a taste, but also it's a good sugar. It's not the normal sugar, so it kills bacteria.
Yeah.
So this is a good toothpaste. Yeah. Most sugars will end with OL. If they are good sugars. The ones that end with SE, like glucose, those are not good. Also, this has glycerin to give that smooth, soft, shiny thing. Yeah, like glycerin.
Yeah.
And glycerin can actually fool you that your teeth are clean. So this is a trick I like to tell kids to do. I tell kids, because kids don't brush their teeth very well.
Yeah.
I tell them that they should first brush without toothpaste, just a brush and water, and then pass their tongue on the teeth. Like that to tell if there's any rough part, meaning that part is not cleaned properly, then they brush again.
Yeah.
After they're brushed and they pass their tongue and it feels smooth. Now they can use toothpaste, because if they just use toothpaste immediately, it's going to make their teeth feel good when they're dirty because of the glycerin in
The
the toothpaste.
psychology about it.
Yeah.
How do I
Yes.
tell bad toothpaste on the market? Like you've told me about glycerin, sodium. What's the word? Sulfate.
So the sodium lauryl sulfate.
Yeah. So how do I know that this is bad toothpaste and I don't have to go for it? Again, we're not marketing anything here, or we're not like trying to front any brand here.
Yeah.
These are just for purposes of like learning and trying to understand what's good for my oral health and what's good for my teeth in general.
So generally,
Yeah.
according to the rules of how you manufacture and package products like toothpaste, most of the toothpaste on the market meets those standards, and they are safe to use. Now, the preference is what tastes good for you, but they're all made in the same way. They're all standard. Unless someone has no, like, a unique seal from Uganda National Bureau of Standards or International Standards Organization, ISO, that's when you should be worried about that toothpaste.
Okay.
One which someone has just packed on their own in their home. It means that most likely those chemicals are not stable. They are not the same. Like the day they packed them, they have changed. But most of the ones on the market are very okay because they are made in the same standard way. By the time someone gets an approval to release it to the market, are they a fake toothpaste? Yes, I think you can tell when you test it. So
how does it test?
That is the job of the Uganda National Bureau of Standards, to make sure they would be testless, most likely. They would be testless, or they break down easily. They can't foam. They can't make like that foam that comes in the mouth. Then it would be good to leave that out. And that is the beauty of Uganda National Bureau of Standards. Keep that away from us, because it has the standards that it should allow in the market. Now, for us, our part is just to choose what toothpaste works for us. Maybe it's the taste that you like, the flavor. But there's no single toothpaste that is going to save your teeth from, let's say if you're eating too many sweet things, the toothpaste can't do much to save you. You still have to do your part of controlling how many snacks you eat, how many chocolates, how many, all those things.
Yeah.
But the toothpastes are generally a good standard. Now, sometimes people have teeth that maybe are sensitive, and we could say we prescribe a toothpaste that is specifically meant for sensitivity. That doesn't mean that toothpaste is superior to the other toothpastes. It's just meant targeting a particular problem.
What would you say to someone who hasn't been on an oral or dentist checkup in 5 years?
Oh, they are waiting for trouble. Don't wait for when things fall apart, because it will be very expensive to fix them and also painful. So it's always good to prevent by going for checkups. Checkups are cheaper because you go and they just check. And they say, oh, you're in good health, or you're not in good health. This could be getting out of hand. When you wait for only pain, it's going to cost you a lot of money, and it's going to be painful to fix that. Or worse, you're going to lose your teeth. And then you lose your quality of life. Remember, if you don't have teeth, you can't chew like the person who has teeth. So you miss out on eating those meats that you enjoyed before.
Why do you think young people or young adults are afraid of going for oral checkups? Because from what I know, or from research that I've read about, most of the people that go for like checkups are either like very, very young, like their parents are taking them, or someone is 40 and above and their teeth is like really getting, to that stage. So why do you think like between 16 to like 30 or 35, they're afraid of checkups?
So, our industry doesn't have the best name, eh? Most people, when they were kids, really either had an encounter with a dentist and they got a bad experience. So that is still in their mind. And so it gave them a psychological trauma. And so it's not easy for them to show up. They're like, I must avoid pain at all costs, even to the detriment of their own health. Huh? So I totally understand. Our industry doesn't have the very best name. No one wakes up and says, oh, I want to go and hang out at the dentist. They only go when they can't help it because of past experiences which have been painful. Now, the best way to avoid the dentist is actually to go to the dentist. Can you imagine? To go and do preventive care. That way you never have to go through a painful procedure. And that's why I'm here to share such stories that you can avoid the dentist by doing preventive care. That way, just some people without knowing, they have had bad experiences. Also, TV shows us a dentist as someone who tortures people.
Yeah.
So people already have that in mind that I don't want to present myself to be tortured.
Yeah.
I'd rather keep away from that place. So it doesn't have the best light out there. We don't have a good image before people as being people who solve problems. Yet we solve problems. We solve pain problems.
Yeah.
When you come to me, I'm not causing pain. I am solving the pain that you have. But yet people still associate us with pain. So that's the dilemma we are in. But me, what I can tell people is the best way to avoid a dentist is actually to go to the dentist so that you do preventive care.
Nice. So I remember the first time I went to a dentist, it was really a struggle. My parents tried to convince me to go because I really had like painful teeth. I remember I came to you. And I think what I said to you is I really did want to come here. Like you just shared, like most of us connecting that to pain and everything, but yet already we're in pain. So when I went to the to code, which we're going to talk about in a few minutes from here or from now, honestly, it was a good experience. I never experienced pain. I never experienced bad, uh, connotations about the whole pain when it comes to like teeth, and it was a good experience basically. And when I went back home, the next day was very normal like any other person, and I followed what I was prescribed to do, and it was really good. So I would urge like every young person or every young adult to go out there and do like their oral checkup because it's really, really important. And again, that's why my team chose to have this conversation, because we realize everything that's affecting young adults is starting from their health, but also their brain and mind. So when we tackle such conversations on the podcast, I think it helps them realize that, oh, I need to do something about my health. And in every body part or in every area of the body, you have to make sure that you're taking care of that. Dr. Steven,
I totally agree.
I need us to shift gears from the medical perspective of it. Let's talk to this person who is trying to understand the business aspect of the dental industry. I was reading about how you started the clinic that you have. It's a very nice story. For anyone who hasn't read about it, you can search it online. You can go to Code Clinic website. Everything is there. But briefly, just tell us about how Code Clinic started, why you started this, and how you're doing.
Oh, thank you. I'm happy to share my story. So Code Clinic started 13 years ago. This year we actually make 14 years. I had been working for 5 years as a dentist,
that's
as an
good
associate in
experience.
another practice. Yes. And so a few things came together to convince me that it was time to start a dental practice. One of them, I had treated someone who other people thought was very difficult to please. And I got feedback that, oh my God, that guy is talking about how he met a good dentist. That if you can please that guy, you can start a practice. You go and start because he's the hardest person to please. Secondly, I was hanging out with 5 other dentists who are doing a course together, and all of them were senior dentists to me. They all had their own practices. I liked their conversations. So we're doing a course together for like 6 months, but we had a week of sitting down together to do the hands-on. I really liked their conversations, and I was like, I want to be like these guys. These guys are problem solvers. They sound very good at everything they are doing. So I said, I desire to be like these guys. So if you've heard of a book, The E-Myth by Michael Gerber, about the entrepreneurial myth, the entrepreneurial bug hit me then. And so I said, I need to start. I lost all sense. I said, I need to go and start. And that was the origin of that. Also, I had like several reviews from clients, apart from the hard to please person, several people, up to a tune of around 300, because I was looking at who is saying what to me. And around 300 people are saying, I think you're good. You're a good dentist. Start. And so I said, wow, I've always wanted to start a business, so let me start. I'd started other businesses and they had failed miserably. I was once in 2 events, and that went for a while. All the time from university up to that was around for 6 years, from 2004 up to 2010. So I had bad starts in business and they had failed, but this time I was like determined that this is not going to fail. It's in a space where I have a passion. Let me go and try it out. And so I moved with my skill. Remember, having a skill is not having a business skill. I had a dental skill. And I started the business. It started off in not a nice way because I didn't know what I was really doing apart from dentistry. I didn't know how to manage human resource. I didn't know how to market. I didn't know how to sell. I didn't know how to manage finances. And then I jumped into it, but I had courage. I had the resilience that I'm going to do this, whatever it takes. It's not going to fail. And here we are, 14 years later, this November. I just had my skill as a dentist and I dived in and decided to start a practice, but I didn't know how to sell. I didn't know how to market. I didn't know how to manage finances. I didn't know how to manage people. But what I had was courage and the resilience to say, I'm going for this thing. It is going to work. I have a conviction in my heart that it's going to work. I had got several words from prophetic people around me that what you're choosing is the thing. So even if the start was hard, I was like, I believe in God and God has sent people to confirm this to me that what I'm doing is okay. So I'll hang in there and do it.
Yeah.
There were very hard times where I could have quit, but those people coming to encourage me and say, this is a God thing, go on, encouraged me to go on. And I knew that I'll find solutions on how to make it work better. So 14 years later, here we are. In November, we make 14 years.
So 14 years in business, and that's really a great job that you've done. I mean, very many people that have heard about reviewing your services at Code Clinic, very impressive. I also got to Code Clinic through recommendation, and that's really great. Why didn't you quit? You've talked about at some point you felt like quitting, but you kept on going. Why didn't you quit?
So when starting this business, I actually prayed about it and God confirmed it to me that I should do it. So that's why I decided to continue with it and not quit. And along the way, several people who are prophetic would come and tell me that God is in this thing, don't quit. They didn't even know what I was going through, but they would give me those courageous words. Also, I've seen the hand of God along the way so much that it would be foolish of me to forget like more or less miracles that God did for me in that business. So I can't forget some of those things. And so when I see that God was in it like that, then it gives me courage to continue going. I can give you an example. One time I had a loan, and this loan, like the day before, the bank calls me and says, you must pay this money. And they were rough. They were so rough at me. You must pay this money, your deposit. If you miss it, we are taking you to jail. Of course, they are scaring you because they don't want you to miss your installments.
Right.
But I lost my peace. I was unhappy. I was anxious. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to be one of those people who has fail to pay their loans, what is going to happen to me. And so I stay in office after everyone has gone, and I'm praying and saying, God, give me a solution. And I was waiting. I was already 2 years married. So I'm waiting for my wife to finish work so that I can pick her and we go home. And so someone knocks at my door and calls me as well and says, are you in? I said, I'm in, but we're closed. She's like, yeah, I want to speak to you. Open. So I open, and it's a lady, and she has brought her daughter for treatment. And she says, I want you to treat my daughter. I'm like, well, I'm here. I'm doing nothing. Let me treat her. So after we finished treating, she says, I want to pay for my whole family up front for 1 year. And the exact amount I needed to pay the loan installment is what she paid. Exactly. If that's not a godsend, what is it? I can't forget such things.
Yeah.
So that keeps me going because I see the hand of God along the way. I was able to pay that loan the next day, that loan installment. So those are the things that kept me going because one, God had confirmed that I should go ahead. In fact, God gave me the name of the business. The business is called Code Clinic. Code stands for Center of Dental Excellence. I was praying about it and I got 2 words in my head, code and mod. I was like, what does mod mean? What does code mean? I was like, wait a minute. I've been asking God about something excellent. So this has to be something to do with excellence.
Why?
And like, hey, it means Center of Dental Excellence. The other one didn't make sense. Mod, M-O-D-E didn't make sense, but code made sense. So I said, yeah, this is a good thing. So if God has confirmed that to me, and along the way sends people to tell me that, this thing shouldn't quit. And again, I see a miracle happen. Who am I to quit?
Yeah.
And why do I believe God? I believe God because before I started, I was a sickly person. Remember, I'm a doctor, but God healed me of asthma, migraines, allergies. And so I have evidence in my life that God exists. Remember, it's hard to convince doctors that
science and
this religious thing and science.
Yeah.
But I've seen it in my life. A person like me who knows how disease comes up and then seeing supernaturally healed, I can't explain. So I know that God exists. And so that's why I was able to ask God, is this a thing I should do?
Yeah.
And God confirms I should do it. And along the way, when things are hard, God says, hang in there by sending prophetic people to tell me. And then God creates miracles. I've only told you one of so many.
Yeah.
If you have time, I can always tell you more.
Yeah, we're definitely going to have an off chat after this conversation, and then I'll be able to share the miracles that Dr. Steven has shared, or has shared with me off air in our subsequent post in the future. But Dr. Steve, thank you for sharing that really. It's really important for people to know that business or the journey of becoming a better person is not straight. It goes through various channels in turbulences for someone to be where they are. And in this instance, if someone is out there and they're trying to start like a health business, by health business, I mean like maybe a clinic, a pharmacy, or anything. And I read somewhere that you just also talked about it, like over 250 million debt. And someone who is either starting a business or is already running a business and they're already in a debt or they have failed in business. What's your advice to them right now?
Well, I think business sometimes is a calling. It's good to know whether you're really passionate about a business, because when you're not passionate about it, you'll quit. I'll give you an example. Before I started a dental practice, together with my cousins, we had started an events warehouse or house where we were renting out chairs, tents, tables. And we quickly knew that we are not passionate about the business when things became difficult.
Yeah.
No one was willing to put in the extra time to stay overnight and wait for their chairs. And then would go later in the morning and find they're being stolen. So it's important to know that you're passionate about something,
Yeah.
that you're willing to do the extra when the hard times come, that you're willing to stay there and do the things. If you're not passionate, you're going to quit. And so when you quit, you'll never see the fruit that you would have realized later.
Yeah.
So above all, it's important to know that, are you passionate about this thing? How can you know? Try and observe what you're really passionate about. What gives you energy even when things are hard? You're like, I'll do this. I'll give it my very best. That really, really matters above. So me, I'm passionate about treating people, making people better. I'm on a mission to save lives because of the knowledge I know. I know if I share my knowledge, people live better and live longer. So I'm passionate about that. So even when times are hard and maybe there's low business, I know I am there. I know there's someone whose life I've saved, and I celebrate that. So you have to have that conviction. You can pray about it and God can tell you that this is the line you should go in. Remember, prayer involves patience. But above all, there are opportunities in the world about whether it's a medical industry. Uganda is a young nation. The population is growing. Our services are not enough. We don't have enough dentists in this country. We don't have enough doctors. We don't have enough practices. We have different classes of people who need different classes of services. So one can do their research and see who to serve that meets, they can choose which group of people to serve to meet that need that is there. If you want to serve people maybe who live in the slums, you can package a service for them. People who live in a place like Kololo, you can come up with a package for them. But you have to do your research and see what problem you're solving for them.
Yeah.
Whether people have problems or not, they need to, you need to find out what problem exactly you're solving. So now for us as dentists, we know we are solving pain and teeth problems, but we have to educate people so that they can consume our services. If we don't educate them, we'll only be treating pain. Yet there are issues like some people are concerned about their smiles. They are not confident to smile, yet we can give them braces and they'll smile better. Some people are concerned about brown teeth, yet we can make their teeth whiter. We have to educate them, and that is like a marketing cost to the business for people to be aware that this needs to be done. So it takes some effort, and it's not good to just quit before you see the fruit out of that business. If I'd quit a few years ago, I would not see what I'm seeing now. Because now Code Clinic employs more than 5 dentists, more than 15 staff. Meaning I would have only stayed where I was the only dentist and with 2 people to serve, to help me, a receptionist and an assistant. Would never get to see this growth. I would have stayed in the debt of 250 million. I would probably be very discouraged and never do anything else, be depressed, be unhappy. It's a journey of growth. I'm not where I want to be, but I know I can get there as I keep improving myself.
Wow, thank you for sharing that too. And I believe for a person who is just going through that tough moment right now, I think this has been helpful to you.
My pleasure to share.
One biggest mistake that you did in your early days of starting a business?
I think my biggest mistake was assuming that I knew business. So I started a practice and I got into debt because of rent. I signed a contract of rent in dollars, and I wasn't earning in dollars. And within 1 year of starting the practice, the dollar rate against the Uganda shilling moved from 2,500 shillings to 3,500 and never went back. So I found myself paying 1 million more in rent than what I'd signed up for. So that's what started choking my business. I didn't have enough clients to cover that rent. And I started getting into lots of debt. The good thing is I had networks which were helping me, sustain me, because I have many friends and I was calling on them to help. I have many relatives who are very supportive. Without them, I don't know where I would have been. But that was a very big mistake. I will never sign another contract in dollars when I am not earning in dollars. Because remember, the dollar rate fluctuates.
I read
So
I read somewhere it was $6,000.
$1,000 a month, and you had to pay 6 months upfront. Yeah, the landlord wanted. That's another lesson the
Wow.
landlord taught me. Don't just sign
So that was
contracts without
$6,000 in debt.
reading them over and over and getting like
Yeah.
a friend who's a lawyer to help you understand what you're signing up against. In that contract, I signed that I should get a $400 fine every month I'm delayed to pay rents. And so it was accumulating. And most of my stress
Oh,
was the
wow.
landlord or he's saying, actually sending his lawyers to
Yeah.
threaten me, to
Yeah.
take me to jail, to do all that. Because I signed up for something I could have avoided. I could have started with a smaller space, with less rent, because you don't know. I didn't know how to market. If I knew how to market and I knew the market was there, then maybe I could confidently go for that. But I didn't have a market. So those were all the mistakes of not knowing exactly what I was going into. Just because you have a skill as a dentist or as a barista, it doesn't mean you know the coffee business. You have to educate yourself about the trends. When do people buy? What do they buy? Which people are buying? Who has the buying power? All that, you have to do your research and get that can be easily done with mentors because we have mentors in there. There are people who have done this before you. Just humble yourself and go and learn from them. They're usually willing to teach. Yeah.
Are you hopeful?
Oh, yes, I'm very hopeful because you see me here. God's promises in the Bible say, with long life, He satisfies me. So that means I'm around for a long time. It means there are so many exploits to do. I have to see my children's children. I have to see my business go to serve over 40 million people in the world, save their lives. I am hopeful for life. I am so hopeful to see Uganda be better than it is today. I am so hopeful to participate in growing my faith and spreading it to others. I didn't tell you that I'm also a pastor. I'm very hopeful to see things change around the world. Yeah.
Yeah. That's okay. That's really great. Hope is all we need. And as we come towards the end of this episode, um, I mean, there is so much that we can talk about, but just because we have like 1 hour or 10 minutes or 15 minutes for this long episode, we tend to compact everything as much as we can in these few minutes. Doctor, is there anything that we've not talked about and you feel like there is need to talk about it?
Oh, yes. I think it's important for people to have mentors in life. Mentors are good. There are people who have gone ahead of you. They have made all the mistakes, so there's no need to make the mistakes. It's just to go and learn from them. And always consult so that you do. It's a very good principle I learned from one of my pastor because it saves you lots of mistakes. Why walk down the road of hard knocks when you can learn from the people who have made all the mistakes so that you don't have to make them? You can get mentors through reading. Also, there are mentors within our society who have already done what we want to do. There's hardly anything new under the sun. So humble yourself, go, learn from them, and you'll find that you'll be like them in a short time. Also, how innovation will come is by first learning what these people have done and you see how to improve what they have done. And then you can be better than them. So don't isolate yourself. Look for mentors. They are there. They are willing to teach. Don't be competitive. Be more of collaborative. Seek society because what you're going through, other people are going through as well and can support you. They have already made those mistakes, so you don't have to make them. It's expensive to learn. This is the best example that my pastor gave me. Imagine you're going to Jinja. There's already a road from Kampala to Jinja, and you decide to create your own road. So how long will you take to reach Jinja when you decide to make your own way, when there's already a way? So why not go through the way? If someone who's going to Jinja is already in Mukono, it means within a short time also you'll be in Mukono. So imagine that's the way to success. Yeah. You can look at it that way, that if someone is maybe making $1 billion shillings a month, it's a matter of time if you follow what they're doing that you'll also be making $1 billion shillings in no time. So it's important to follow others and do what they have done. That way it saves you lots of suffering and you just copy and paste from them. Copying and paste is a good thing. Do you see the cars in the world? They copy each other so much. Each car has
Yeah.
power steered window, a steering wheel, uh, wheels, 4 wheels. There's no car that is there and it
Yeah.
has over 5 wheels and it's twisted in the middle. They all just copy each other and they make money so much. So we should copy each other. It's
Yeah.
an easier way for a young person to quickly get where they want to be. Look at the people who are where you want to be. Go befriend them, work for them, volunteer for them, and then you understand all the tricks they have used to get there, and then you go and start. Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that, Doctor. As you're sharing that, I just remembered something that was so crucial, and I just have to talk about it at least 1 minute. Your grandma gave you a cow, and you sold that cow to pay off, I think, a certain. Okay, do
Yeah,
you
to
want
pay for our
to
costs,
share about it just briefly?
So
Yeah.
I was doing, I was organizing dentists, and I encountered a dentist from another country who had come to teach dentists in Uganda. He had been sent by the Commonwealth Association to teach us. And so he left me in charge of organizing dentists to pay for a course that would give these dentists another skill to help them earn higher. Now, the course was $4,000. And I remember I'm the one organizing it. So the only people that paid for that course were the people who owned the dental practices, the owners, not the employees. The owners are the ones who paid because they saw value on how they are going to increase their skills and increase the value they bring to the market. And so this lecturer says, hey, Dr. Steven, you mean for you're not going to pay for this course? You are going to organize it and not pay for it? I said, well, I can't afford. It's like, you're going to afford. I'm going to reduce for you by $1,000. So for you, your course is going to be $3,000. So find the money. Wow. I was like, wow, I have to find this money. The good thing is, I'm glad I obeyed. So I looked around, and my grandmother had given me a cow. So I sold it and put that money in that. But it wasn't enough. It was like a drop in the ocean. I went to my parents. I asked for contributions. They gave me a contribution. I had a car and I had a logbook. So I went to microfinance and asked for the top up of around 2 million. And I was able to make the $3,000 and pay for the course. And that's what made me hang out with 5 dentists who own dental practices. And I liked their conversations.
Wow.
I wanted to be like these guys. So the people you hang out with, they tell us that you're the average of the 5 people you hang out with. I found myself hanging out with those people.
True.
I desired to be like them. And that's one of the reasons why I started a dental practice. Because I wanted to be like those guys. Their conversations were nice.
Wow.
They were not for employees. They were planning travel.
Yeah.
They were planning savings, buying land, buying property. I was like, I want to be like these guys.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. And I believe we've come towards the end of this conversation. And as a norm here that we started on the podcast, every guest leaves a question for the coming guest. And the question that was left for you is, how do you practice meditation in your business?
Oh, wow. So I meditate on the Word of God. And how I meditate on it is by getting a scripture, maybe for something I'm believing in. For example, I've been meditating on the Word of God from Isaiah 48:17. It says, thus says the Lord your Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel. I'm the Lord your God, who teaches you to profit and leads you by the way you should go. So you speak the Word of God. That's how you meditate on it. And you keep speaking it, and it starts bringing ideas. Now I believe that God can teach me to profit, and He can lead me in the way I should go. So that's how I meditate in my business. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing that. And I believe they have an answer to their question. What would be your question to the next guest who is coming on the podcast?
My question would be about values. What does this person What are the non-negotiables in their business? Yeah.
That's a good question. All right. Thank you, Dr. Stephen, for coming through on We Need to Talk podcast. For whoever has been watching or listening to this podcast, we're going to link every detail of Code Clinic and Dr. Stephen in the description. His Instagram and Twitter handle, his website, and everything they do at Code Clinic, you can find them in our description. And also, if you have like any dental or oral you know difficulties, don't hesitate to go for that oral check. Thank you for spending time with us today on this episode. I hope you learned a thing or two by listening to Dr. Steve speak about oral health in your life and how it's connected to a better living. The conversation that we're having today on this episode is for you to become a better human being for a better community. So I hope you've learned a thing or two and you can share with a friend in case you feel like this episode is important to them. Remember to subscribe to We Need to Talk podcasts on YouTube. Gather Now Network as well on YouTube, and you can follow us on all social media platforms as We Need to Talk podcast. Also, you can stream this podcast wherever you get your podcast from: Anchor, Deezer, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. Until we need to talk more, have a good one. Bye.